Well, 15 years ago, I had a dream, and actually my father helped me get to that dream. We're all talking about dreams today. Well, on a Friday evening, it was a very boring Friday evening for me. My father felt like taking me on a ride, and I didn't know where, and we ended up at a computer learning center. That choice was not random at all, but I didn't know that back then. My father also didn't know that this thing actually jump-started my career and actually led me to where I am today. As a little kid, I was fascinated with computers. I would spend the whole day on my computer just looking, doing stuff. Nobody would actually come look because my mother didn't understand what I was doing. I wouldn't do anything that an 8-year-old would do. I used to, well, all the time try to search for stuff on the computer, try to ruin my computer and then fix it. Well, except I also played Duke Nukem 3D, which was the only thing that I would play with my brother on the computer back then. It was interesting how I actually signed up at the Computer Learning Center. They came first to me and asked me a couple of questions. They thought that they threw me to the sharks and I'm gonna end up learning Microsoft Word or Paint or something like that. I was actually pretty good. I answered one of the professor's questions pretty neat. And when I was talking to the professor, they had already signed me up at the Learning Center for a track called MCSE, which is the Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. In the MCSE, you get to learn stuff about computer networking, how you would set up the networks of organizations and enterprises. It's like how we see, for example, Microsoft, they have many branches all over the world. You get to set up their networks, you get to program their databases, stuff like that. This certificate, first you get to learn some courses and you apply for exams, around 12 exams in total. So you usually do these after you graduate from college and maybe the company sends you to do them. So the people who were studying these courses and taking the exams with me were like 40 years old and I was just 8 or 9 years. So it was really challenging for me. Later on, at the age of 11, around 11, I got my first certificate from Microsoft, which is before the MCSE. It was called Microsoft Certified Professional. You get it after the first 2 exams. And then at the age of 12, I got the MCSE after around 12 exams, and that made me the youngest Microsoft engineer in the world back then. It wasn't that easy. It required huge efforts from me because I would come every day after school, do my homework, my studies, and then at 6 p.m. I'd go take the courses until 9. So that was very challenging for an 8, 9-year-old. It required a lot of effort from me, and my parents supported me all the way. Sometimes I'd go back home saying, well, oh, I don't want to do this. It's very tiring. I'm really young. But my parents always pushed me forward. They were very supporting at that time. So around a year later, after I got my certificate, some news medias picked up the news. I got some spots in the newspapers and on TV. I went on some radios, magazines, some youth magazines. I also got recognition awards from school twice, and then the town municipality gave me another recognition award. It was pretty nice. It was encouraging, but it stopped there. There's no real mentoring in Lebanon. They actually see that there is potential, but there's no one to look after you. There's no one to encourage you more other than your family and surroundings. And well, after the news agencies picked up the news, that was all. Nothing was done after that. So I didn't want to stop there, of course. I went on and completed my looking around in computers. I started actually learning computer programming by myself. I was still in school, maybe in grade 9 or a year before that. I started freelancing in web development. I was interested in the web because it was a booming thing back then. The internet in Lebanon wasn't very advanced, but it was good enough. It helped me. So I started working for small websites, freelancing, and then I moved on to take big websites for big companies in Lebanon. I moved to newspaper websites and archive systems. It was really nice. So I was really engaged more in my work when I was in school, more than my school studies, but I could actually balance those two. Later on, I graduated with a computer engineering degree from AUB. And 1 month after my graduation, I actually started my own company in Lebanon, which I think is the best entrepreneurship thing you can do right after you graduate. It's a big step that you directly start your own company. Right now, it's been a year since I graduated and started the company, and I have my own team of developers. I'm managing a department, which is the web sites department, and the company is on a big way to success, as I can see that. We have our own offices, and we're currently expanding them. We have a big list of clients, and not just from Lebanon or the Gulf region. We have clients from Sweden, from Ireland. We have clients from the Gulf and from the USA. Actually, recently we have clients coming from Google, which is a really big thing with, after just 1 year of opening the company. Well, from all of this, I just want to shed light on one important thing. No matter how hard you think success can be, no matter how demanding it is a million times better when you see how rewarding it is. It doesn't have to be hard, actually. All you need is to know that to know what you like to do and what you're good at, and just pursue it, no matter what odds show up against you. Just keep on trying to live your dream. The people surrounding you actually do play a big part in that, like my parents did, like my father started from the first day helping me. I think the surrounding is really important. They play a key role in that. And I think with perseverance and commitment, you'll definitely get there. The proof is that I'm now only 22 years old, and I'm a partner in a company. I'm running the company. And you can do that too, and hopefully even more. Thank you.